All right, this is
Playing from Christina's A14.
This is recording 740. Again, you can find me at Christina Statia, Statia 918.com. Okay, so I'm just gonna I got a lot to go through. I'm gonna just try to get this much done as best I can. And then I'll just work through this until I get all my recordings caught up, because I've got a lot to make reports to Central Intelligence Agency on. Okay, so another thing that is connected, another crime that is connected, and this is before I found out about her and the kidnapping, and then I decoded her, she committing the kidnapping, and then while I'm making reports against her for it, Gene Roberts is trying to racket it. But I mean, that's to be expected from Gene Roberts. So, unless you want to arrest her, I mean, the United States looks stupid not arresting the criminal. You guys know it's Navy Gal 27. You know for a fact it is Navy Gal 27. This is insanity. So anyway, okay, so she crashed the helicopter in Tucson, not in Tucson, in Flagstaff, right? Okay, so I decoded that. So also before this, there was a U.S. Border Patrol agent involved in a shooting in Arizona, and it was in Pima County. That shooting, Gene Roberts committed that shooting also, and she likely tried to racket it. So that's connected to all of these crimes. And then what I was noticing was between the F and T interchange is, which I was going, oh my God, see the Flagstaff of Tucson, and then I go Flagstaff of Tucson again. I'm thinking in my brain, I'm seeing visually in my brain, Flagstaff is north and Tucson is south. So north and south. So again, more signs, Charles Manson, Gene Roberts committed those crimes, and then, a Civil War. But then north and south, so then you got San, and then you got Tan, and then you got Santan Valley. So see, it just goes on and 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 on. So, another thing was, I wish I would have wrote down the rest of this in my notes, and I didn't write it down. But there's something that she did that I was like, that's expletive. So in my decode, I decode crimes that Gene Roberts has committed. Okay, Gene wrote out a series. This is a whole theme. Okay, I decoded this demon cipher of hers, this Charles Manson cipher of hers. So she's talking about, in this cipher set, she's talking about me. I'm the Scorpio child. I'm the sacrifice. She wants to sacrifice me. And then when I grow up, I figure everything out. And then she steals my decode. And then she tries to steal my identity. And then she gets to have her cake and eat it too. Getting away with being the nasty bitch that she's been for 60 years. Getting away with committing terrorism and stealing my identity. The same way that she stole Sharon Tate's identity. She killed Sharon Tate. And she runs around using her identity like she should be applauded for it somewhere. Like, I do not get why this bitch is not executed. So anyway, okay, so I decoded this part of her Charles Manson ciphers around my life. She's talking about me, okay? And it's centered around me as a child, okay? And it's not present day looking back. It is old ciphers, okay, that I'm decoding back from the 70s, okay? So anyway, so it's date, time, stamp, 70. So I'm a child, okay, a little small child. Okay, so in this, she's talking about, it goes to the Big Chill. Okay, so you know that movie, The Big Chill? Okay, so she wants to do a whole Big Chill thing. Like a St. Elmo's Fire Big Chill. She wants to do a Big Chill thing. Okay, and so she wants a reunion. Okay, and I've covered this all in all of my podcasts already, and I've already turned her in for all this. So the ciphers is her talking about her reunion. So she's got the people that she pays to stalk me. Okay, and so you can go through all the podcasts and all that. She's got stalkers and assassins and everything pay to stalk me, and then they go deliver her crap, and then she turns it into freaking they tell her about your life, and then she goes and she pulls it up, and then she makes up lies out of that. They don't make up lies out of it. Some of them do present day make up lies. Okay, you guys are swimming in a bowl of lie shit, okay? All of you are criminals. If you helped her get away with stalking me and you made up lies about me to help Gene Roberts get away with doing the World Trade Center attack, Oklahoma City bombing, and running child trafficking rings and abusing children for 60 years, and you did not turn her in, and you helped her get away with it by telling lies to cover Gene Roberts' ass so she can act like she's some savior of children present day, then your ass needs to be electrocuted too. But I'm not focusing on all of you. I'm not. I don't know who you are. I don't even fucking care. The CIA can sort y'all out. I'm turning in your leader, the leader of Charles Manson, Gene Roberts, NavyGal27 at yahoo.com of Milton, Florida. Okay, so now in these ciphers, so I'm a kid, right? I'm in grade school, little kid. And she's talking about this future reunion where everything is like going to be flipped around in the future. Okay, like her plagiarism plan and all of that. And she has this reunion with all of like her Zodiac killers and all this. And it's her 70s to 70s. She does a whole spin on it. 70s to 70s. So the 1970s to later in life, which is present day in her 70s. Jean is in her late 70s. Okay, so she just did something recently which made me think about when I decoded all that. And I'm like, that expletive. And I don't remember what it was that she recently did. But it still needs to be noted. You guys should already know this because you've got my decoded books, what I've got turned in. You've got what I've got online, and you have my podcast. But it just made me think of the 70s. So, anyway, also, here's the more crap. What I just decoded is not crap, that's real. But here's more of what I just decoded. Her crap friends. Okay, so she came on in my brain and she goes, Christina, I warned you. And then she goes, Christina, we're done. Then in my brain, this happened about a week ago or so. She was licking a window pane, and then she was lying about assaulting someone, and then I'm looking at my own notes here, and then she walked like snotty past a cop who just got their ass chewed for spreading lies from Gene. I don't remember what this was at this point, but I got the notes down here. So she did that in my brain, but I don't even remember it now. Okay, so then she was trying to mirror the group in Inner Circle. Then she did a two-way skit. And then she said, for that we're down. And then she said, fork you and fuck you mixed in the same sentence. And then I have the letters SANY, SADARO, and then AYTACK. I don't know what any of that is. This is so old, I don't even know what any of it is. It's basically more of Gene and her fucking criminals using stolen artificial intelligence to do fucking lie stun ass shit. Okay, so another one, and this is more continuing on the same. I was asleep one night and all her little nasty fucks came on, and they were on in my brain. I can hear them all partying and shit. They're like, oh my God, they're like Valley Boys, but they're men, but they're like white trash men, and they're up Gene Roberts' ass. But anyway, she had been telling them, filling them full of shit. And then they came on in my brain, and it was like a quick like vignette flash of all kinds of their fucking dumbass crap. It's just too stupid to even mention, like just stupid shit that they come up with. And then one of them goes in my brain real evil. They go, "We're all family now." And I was like, oh my God, if somebody does not arrest Gene and these people are still in artificial intelligence. And then someone was pointing out her, you know how Gene always has people saying, Gene does this for me. Gene likes to be worshipped, and she wants her people worshiping her. And she makes people go, Gene does this for me. So there was something about that. She did that again. And then, also, I was watching the Murdaugh Netflix series. So you could tell by Murdaugh the name Murdaugh. You got Alfred P. Murrah, then you got Murder Daughter. You can tell it's very obvious that Gene is behind committing those crimes, and they are involved with Gene and her network of weirdos. And you know what word I'm using. You know what I mean. You know what they are. So you can tell like they are involved. They did those murders. And I knew it when the murders happened. I knew that was Gene Roberts that committed those crimes. So you need to investigate them being attacked by Gene Roberts and her Manson occult. So inside those murders, there's a whole bunch going on. It's all syrup, but I'm going to give you some of the stuff you won't pick up on. So Rand Paul is in it. Okay, and Rand Paul is Ron Paul's son. Ron Paul ran for president in the early 2000s. And then Ron John. And then she's making a 90210 reference in it. And she's even got it encoded in 2018. And then there's a Stephen Smith in it. And then season 2 is named The Next 50 Years. And then there's Douglas Emerson. Then there's Scott Scanlon. So then you also want to bring in Steve Scalise, okay? Then you got Hampton. Then you got HC. Then you got Dexter. Then you got Arrow. Then you got Alex. Then you got APM. Then SH in the initials. And then Hampton County. So that's that for this recording, and I'm going to stop this recording. I got a lot more recordings to make.